This is a certified hood classic.
Family, man, what's up, my boys? Hey, look. I've been meaning to check this shit out, bro, for a while, bro. It's a Katt Williams Reveals how Kevin Hart sold his soul for fame, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I think that I seen this like hellas ago, but I don't know. I can't really remember it, but I don't know. I just thought that this would be a good video to check out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this would be a good video to check it out again, because I know that this is where the beef kind of like stemmed from. You know what I'm saying? Like, it probably was from some behind the scene shit that we don't know about, but from what I know, this is where the beef stemmed from. So look, y'all, man, do your boy a favor, hit the like button, go down below, subscribe to your boy, man. Make sure that you check out this video, man, because, man, we dropping all kinds of videos over here, man. I want to make sure that you check them out, all right? All right? Don't miss out now. Don't miss out.
Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him.
Definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross.
Wow. I don't think anyone saw this one coming.
Katt Williams is...
He got your ass. But you know what's crazy, bro? I'm going to go back a little bit, bro. You know, my best friend asked me the other day about morals and shit, having to talk about having morals, and it's a shame seeing people go back on their word, bro, especially when it be documented in video, bro.
To put on the dress. I mean, you know, you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross.
Wow.
I guess that's not a limit.
I don't think anyone saw
cross.
this one coming.
Katt Williams is finally setting the record straight on his long-standing feud with Kevin Hart, and it looks like Katt's main issue is Kevin selling out his soul for fame.
Let's not talk about Kevin Hart no more. Y'all get me riled up when I go over somewhere and go to jail for knocking the soul out of his plane.
Katt's beef with Kevin stretches back years, and Katt previously hinted that Kevin sold his soul by stepping over his principles to get to that next level of fame.
And you know, a lot of people fuck around and don't think about it. Like, they might be think y'all might think like, oh, he sold his soul. He sold his soul to the devil. It's like, not exactly, bro. You know, some people sell their soul in a different way. Selling your soul is like, bro, doing things for money that you know good and fucking well that you shouldn't do, and that you don't support, and that you don't like, but you were just in a bind. I call it just another level of being fucking desperate. But sometimes people take it a step further than that, and they not even desperate. They just don't give a fuck. They just like, money is more important than my morals. They don't give a fuck. That's how they think. That's selling your soul, bro.
And while Kevin fired back accusing Katt of blaming
times.
Hollywood for his personal issues, Katt refused to back down, and he's now setting the record straight on why he thinks Kevin will literally do anything for success. So what exactly did Katt say about Kevin selling his soul? Let's break it down.
For the last few years, like, Kevin been pretending like he been world touring. That been world touring, that been everywhere but here.
Kevin Hart often brags about being the hardest working comedian out there. His Twitter bio reads, "My name is Kevin Hart, and I work hard." That pretty much sums me up. Everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work. But there are a lot of people who feel like Kevin's success isn't only down to hard work. And one of these people is Katt Williams, who previously hinted that Kevin sold his soul to people who control the entertainment industry. To give you some context, there's this long-standing rumor in Hollywood that black male entertainers are pressured into wearing a dress on screen.
Well, I mean, shit, they are, bro. That's a great example right there. I don't really even use the whole Medea example no more, because I'm like, that nigga is, you know, that's his grandmother. That's what he wanted to do. It worked for him. Shout out to Tyler Perry. But like, a lot of black men, bro, and it's not just black men, but that's what we talking about. That's what I'm gonna talk about right now. A lot of black men in Hollywood, bro, get presented this. Y'all remember Dave Chappelle got presented this. He was talking about it on inside the actor studio, which we definitely gonna be watching over here. Oh, for sure. We definitely gonna be watching inside the actor studio over here, man, because that's a solid ass body of work by Dave Chappelle, bro. And he just talking about it, and he just saying they wanted him to switch out this black woman for this white woman. and they were talking about universal appeal and all this extra shit. By the time he left the meeting, he told them no. By the time he left the meeting, he was being called a crackhead on the news, bro. Nigga, he said he hopped on the plane. By the time he hopped off, he was being called a crackhead, bro. They want him to wear a dress. They want him to do all type of shit. And I'm just like, damn, bro. And it don't just happen to black actors. It don't. It happened to a lot of people in Hollywood, bro. That's why you be like, you sell your soul out to Hollywood, bro. You know what I'm saying? For money.
Before they're allowed to progress
money.
to the next level of fame. Multiple comedians have
shit.
openly talked about this.
Like, look, this nigga
Not
twerking.
just Katt Williams, but also Dave Chappelle.
Told you.
During his 2006 appearance on The Oprah Show, Dave talked about why he turned down a $50 million deal from Comedy Central, and he said he did it because he knew that kind of money comes with certain conditions.
I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
Oprah with that shit. If there's anybody that's with that shit, it's Oprah. Her ass damn near fucking around and transform into a reptilian. Ugly ass.
I mean, you see it before. Look, Mariah Carey made $100
Oprah got some
million
nice
deal,
tits.
and 3 months
Respectfully.
later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah. yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah.
Dave explained that he was being
Shit.
pushed to create sketches that were intended to make people laugh at him and not with him, and he felt like they were asking him to humiliate himself for a check. But that's not
Humiliation ritual, bro. They be talking about that shit. They be talking about a humiliation ritual,
at
bro.
all. He also recalled being asked to wear a dress for a movie he did with Martin Lawrence.
Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, all these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good.
She was like, look, she looks scared as hell. Look, she looks scared as hell. Don't say too much. They're watching us, and I'm watching you, Dave.
So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here.
Even after Dave said that he felt the dress was unnecessary for the scene, the producers kept pressuring him and claimed that all the greats did it.
They come in.
So,
It's the writer
Ain't
comes
me,
in.
nigga.
I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, we got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on, and what? A prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that.
right. And that's his right. It's his right. If he don't feel comfortable doing that shit, he shouldn't have to, bruh. He shouldn't have to.
That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right.
Right.
So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the
So?
pressure comes in.
That ain't his fucking problem. That ain't his fucking problems. Everything you're doing is costing us money. That's your money. I expect to be paid on time, nigga. Like, y'all well, we did it with the EBT. I don't know what the fuck that EBT got to do with anything, but I'm just saying, bro, at the end of the day, bro, you cannot try to compromise people to do things that they don't want to do. You can ask them nicely, you can ask them respectfully, hey, would you do this? Could you do this? I could see you doing this. Is that something you want to do? They say no. You might give them a little kickback and say, hey, well, this is how it could help me out, and this is how I feel about it. But ultimately, bro, if they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. If it goes against their morals, nigga, bro, that is horrible. Hell no, bro. Why would you want somebody to be a shell of a person because of something that you wanted to do? That's evil. That's an evil way of thinking.
According to Dave, the producers had 2
selfish way of
versions
thinking,
of the
for
scene
real.
ready in case he refused to put on
Especially
a
if it had
dress,
nothing to do with
and they
you.
only left him alone once they realized they couldn't wear him down.
Now the producers come on, David, would be so great. I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, strong brothers, why they be putting us in these
Strong-ass
dresses?
niggas.
But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. Guy comes back 10 minutes later, the whole new scene. Damn, how did you write the scene so fast?
Right, because he already had
By
it.
the way, Dave also explained that it's not the dress itself that's humiliating, and this is more about celebs being pushed to see if they're willing to do whatever they're told.
Right.
Now, if you're wondering what all this has to do with Kevin Hart, well, back in 2012, Kevin was asked to comment on Dave's claims that black entertainers are pressured into wearing dresses. Kevin laughed off Dave's comments, and though he didn't explicitly say he would never put on a dress for a role, he did say he would never step over his personal boundaries.
Hey, but you know what? If you're gonna imply it, nigga, then we're gonna think that that's what you mean. Like if y'all ask me, you can ask me questions, bro. I'm Quizzy. You can ask me questions, and I'm gonna tell you straight up how I feel about it. Some things, you know, I can't say harshly as I might feel, because I understand that it depends, like, how you say things, you have to make sure that other people can receive the message well. Now, I can say things how I want and just be like, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. But my goal is to not just be like, fuck it, I don't care what nobody thinks. My goal is for me to say how I feel, what I feel, when I want, where I want, but also make sure that people can receive my message clearly, because I want to push a message that changes the world. Sometimes you can change the world by not giving a fuck, and I appreciate that. But a lot of times you could change the world by giving a fuck about how you give a fuck, or how you don't give a fuck, if that makes sense. Like, if I don't give a fuck, I'm going to tell you how I feel. But I don't have to tell you in a way that offends you. I might tell you in a way that you can understand. And if that if I give you the best way that I can tell you a message that you can understand, if that still offends you, then that's on you. That's on you. You understand? But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, bro, if you're gonna apply something, nigga, just say yes or no. Like, you gonna ask Quizzy, are you gonna ever wear a dress in Hollywood? No. Quizzy, are you gonna ever wear a dress doing this? No, hell no. It's hell no. No, I can tell you straight up. And you can quote me, nigga.
Dave Chappelle, another great comedian, said that, you know, in the industry, they tried to make him wear a dress. Have you ever ran into that with scripts? And
that's just not in my character.
Is that something that, you know, you wouldn't do, you know, for
I don't even know about wearing a kilt. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know about that.
Definitely haven't ran into to put on the dress. I mean, you know,
that's
you have to have,
though.
you have to have boundaries. You have to have limits that you refuse to cross. You know, for me, I know what they are. They've yet to been challenged, so, you know, I don't have to speak on them. I was asked to dribble a basketball on the talk show this morning. I said no to that. Not that was a dress, but I was like, no, I'm gonna look stupid. You know, at the end of the day, you got to know that you're a brand. Yeah. I'm a brand. You need to protect your brand at all times. When things happen that can possibly affect your brand, your brand can be diminished, and you don't want that to happen. So, you know, protecting my brand is definitely a priority.
But
and he went back on it, bro. That's crazy.
Just a year later, Kevin appeared in an SNL skit wearing a dress, and fans accused him of being a sellout.
The new pope is nice.
Look at all of them. They like look. They just even though it's a skit, they look sad, bro.
3-year-old Oscar nominee, Kavenshane Wallace. The first African American, the first female, and first child pope.
And it's not that Kevin wasn't successful before this skit. However, he certainly wasn't filling out stadiums and getting leading roles in big budget productions.
Crazy.
Of course, this could all just be a coincidence, and many fans believe that the whole dress thing is just another conspiracy theory. However, if you ask Katt Williams, all conspiracies come from somewhere.
Right.
There aren't that many conspiracy theories anymore, because we found out that all conspiracy theories, there's a nugget of truth in there. It came from somewhere. That's where it became a theory. And then it progressed to the point where it became a conspiracy theory, because there was something there.
Now, when it comes to Kevin's SNL skit, Katt was actually asked to comment on this, and he claimed this is much bigger than Kevin, adding that it was simply his turn.
At the end of the day, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now we had Big Mama's house 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I've never seen Medea in a pantsuit. I think she wears dresses. So now I'm saying, why are we picking on poor little Kevin Hart? Because it was his turn next.
And while Katt went pretty easy on Kevin and didn't directly bash him, he hinted that comedians like himself and Dave Chappelle can never be as big as Kevin because they refuse to join the higher-ups who run the industry.
Some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment.
Yeah, because it's funny how everybody that is against a certain organization that controls everything, it's funny how they get dragged. They get dragged.
People are against the Illuminati, then
you're against
they get punched in the
system,
face all the
drag
time.
your ass.
The press hates them, and nobody likes them. End quote.
We all love Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Dave Chappelle has never been a part of the Illuminati. They don't want him or me or people like us.
Yeah.
But now, it's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. I'm still not going to join.
But Kevin's profile in Hollywood continued to rise. Katt was shunned over his highly publicized run-ins with the law, and the tabloids did their best to paint him as crazy. And then in 2018, Katt's feud with Kevin was reignited again, and Katt made some comments about Tiffany Haddish and seemingly downplayed her success.
And we just checked out that video too, bro. So if y'all haven't seen it, go on the page. We just checked the video out.
She been doing comedy since she was 16.
He flamed the whole babe.
You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody. And they already ready to down Monique and up somebody who has showed them Girls Trip. Did you think she wrote Girls Trip, goofball? Right. Or do you think that was already a script and they handed it to her?
Katt also suggested that a number of black female comedians who are more talented than Tiffany were never offered the same opportunities. And he implied that Tiffany made it big because she caters to white audiences.
She passed 46 female black comedians that I know personally that I put on tour who have a hard time getting a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A after they headline 7 shows at a club for $2,500 a week.
But people like real, and that's why they like her.
Is that what they like?
They love realness.
Oh, because everybody's real then.
Yeah, you know what? After him explaining it, and I hear him explain it a couple of times, it makes sense. Like, just from his point of view, I can understand it. They like real. It's like everybody got that in their family. Like, so I get it. I get where she was coming from, and she feel like that's real. But it's like, when has that ever really been marketable? When has being ghetto, when has being hood ever been marketable besides like in hip hop music? You know what I'm saying? But when has that ever really been marketable to the point where it's like it's selling out arenas? Being ghetto, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, I just love her ghetto ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when has that ever really been marketable, bro? Especially for a woman, and indeed for a black woman. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I get where Katt coming from with what he's saying. It's just like there's something there that's just not quite right. But now at the same time, like I do understand where Kevin be coming from when he was talking to him. He was like, well, he tried to fact check him, and now I'm like, shit, I don't really know personally what the fuck going on. I'm just throwing out my opinions on the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, so I'm not calling either one of them a liar and shit like that. I'm just looking at the facts that's being presented.
So don't trip.
No, they like
wherever
Tiffany
you
Haddish
at under the sound of my voice,
real.
do you have a real co-worker?
Right.
Do you have a ratchet friend? Do you have a sister? Do you have a cousin? Do you have a nephew? Do you have a niece? Is they so ghetto? When did that become marketable? Knock it off. They like her because she want to sleep with a white man. That's why the only thing she said was, I want to give it to Brad Pitt.
These comments triggered Kevin, and during his appearance on The Breakfast
went
Club,
off.
he slammed Katt for blaming Hollywood instead of taking accountability for his substance issues.
My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped with you.
Nah, but see, look, and this is all I'm saying though. This is all I'm saying. If, and I'm just throwing this out there, please bear with me, y'all. If those same studios that were going to hire Katt Williams, that instead hired Kevin Hart, if those same studios came to Kevin and was like, hey, Kevin, look, we want you to wear a dress on this yada yada. We want you to come out. We want you to act like a female. You're going to be presented as a woman. And we want you to wear a dress and some makeup, all right? So we just need you to do that. And Kevin Hart said no. And then the studio said, you know what, you're costing us a lot of time and money. Moving forward, you're unreasonable. We don't like working with you. Then they start spreading that shit around to the other studios. Then another studio comes to you and says, hey, look, yeah, I don't care about all of that. But yeah, we just want you to wear some makeup. It's not that big. It's not a dress. It's just some makeup. And you're like, no. Now that's two studios that said to all the other studios, don't work with him. He's unreasonable. He doesn't support gay rights and yada, yada, yada. He thinks he's anti-homosexual or whatever, whatever. Now you have two studios that talk to all the studios, which is word of mouth, that won't hire you for certain things because you don't want to compromise your principle on one thing. You get what I'm saying? So are we talking about these same studios that asked you to wear a dress after you commented and said that you might not wear a dress? That's where I'm coming from. It's like, well, you can't really listen to the studios because the studios are going to have their own opinion on things. So if you're playing telephone game and you're getting thoughts and ideas from this person and thoughts and ideas from that person and thoughts and ideas from that person, and it's going all the way down the line, and it's supposed to be about somebody that you know or know of, by the time it get to you, you'll hear some shit that you be like, bro, that's not who that person is. That's not who he is or who she is. It's just a telephone game, bruh. You know what I'm saying?
How was he at risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I got to fix me.
Dave Chappelle chose
drugs
drugs
too. And I'm gonna stand up for comedy.
Meanwhile, rumors popped up that Katt and Kevin could do a versus battle. But when Katt was asked about this, he said battling someone like Kevin would be like cheating.
Comedically beefing is my lane. It's almost cheating for me. I have over 10 specials, so I don't have to pick but 2 jokes from each special, and I've already deaded anybody whose last name ain't Pryor.
Katt has also always maintained that he never used any drugs besides weed, so he later hopped on IG Live to address Kevin's comments and threatened Kevin for lying.
So while he wasn't there and off making 85 million, I was over here not making 85 million. But it's all good. I don't mind $1 million a month and keeping my soul.
Katt then again implied that Kevin will do anything for a check, and he said the main difference between him and Kevin is that he refuses to sell his soul.
And as long as Richard Pryor was able to be the king of comedy and a crackhead, they gonna continue to say maybe I am. But again, I urge you, if there's a drug you can do that'll get you Katt Williams level, bitch, you should OD on it tonight. Your teeth white. Maybe make your long and hard. Maybe make your hair magnificent. Maybe there's some type of crack you can smoke that'll make you work so catch a nap.
He's just going off.
But probably not, though.
And while Kevin has since stopped addressing Katt in public, Katt was recently again asked about his comments on doing a versus battle with Kevin. And though Katt didn't bash Kevin this time, he did imply that the narrative Kevin tried to push on The Breakfast Club was false, because he never blamed Hollywood for his lack of mainstream success. Katt explained that if he didn't go mainstream like Kevin, it was only because he made that choice and refused to sell out.
My brilliance is...
And you know what's fucked up? Literally what he's saying might be true, and the reason why I say might be because, like I said, I'm just looking at it from one point of view, so I can't overstep my bounds and think I know everything. But from the information that I gathered, Katt said he didn't want to sell out. He said wearing a dress, just like Dave Chappelle said, wearing a dress, doing other things, and it's not just dresses. It's other shit that, you know what I'm saying, it's other shit too. So wearing a dress and doing all this extra shit, he calls that selling out. Kevin Hart said, I don't know about dresses. I'm not going to do anything morally that sell out or to compromise my character. So maybe that was in his character. Maybe he doesn't mind wearing dresses. Maybe he doesn't. You know, some people feel like to play the ultimate role, they'll be willing to do anything to play the ultimate role, being an actor or actress. So I can't, you know, it is what it is. But selling out to Katt Williams was wearing a dress, doing things that were homosexual that he didn't particularly like. So when he doesn't do that, he doesn't get those same type of roles that Kevin would get, which might be bigger roles. And it's just like, it's all really making fucking sense. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and hold you. I'm not sitting here and hold you. I'm not trying to take sides. I'm just saying what Katt Williams saying is making sense, bro.
The stupidity to stay in that same conversation and to not use any filters. Like, it had to be a choice 20 years ago that I'm not gonna wear makeup or get Botox, even though I know them things will make me look better, but I don't really want to look better. What I want the Katt Williams that you see in the movie. I want that to be the same dude you see at the gas station.
According to Katt, he never claimed he was blackballed, and he was simply making a point that you can either stand by your principles or sell out.
I heard a comedian say, yeah, but you see, Katt Williams ain't selling soap or diapers or none of that, because they think like I've been blackballed and I'm not. I don't do sponsorships or endorsements because I'm blackballed. But the truth is, in 20 years, I never been on a commercial audition in my life. Like, I never let my tour get sponsored when I was broke or now. Like, I don't take free clothes. Like, I dress myself. Like, I don't have a stylist. Like, my point is, I can't win over there because I don't play. I don't participate. Like, you can't buy me, not because I'm not for sale. You can't buy me because I'm not in the store.
Now, as for fans, it seems most of them are taking Katt's side in this beef. However, Kevin Hart is not without his supporters, and they're accusing Katt of being bitter. One fan said that the only reason why Kevin Hart...
I don't give a fuck about what they talking. Look, I'm in the video now because I know that it ain't nothing but, hold on, let me just see something. It ain't nothing but people sharing their opinions and shit like that.
Beef. Are you team...
Yeah, it's all people sharing their opinions. Look, all I'm gonna say is this, bro. At the end of the day, the people that support you, bro, just like I got family in the ODG, bro. ODG, all my ODG, my boys support me. But you know one thing about us, we tell each other how we really feel, but I know they got my back. If somebody was going at me on YouTube talking all that shit, I know my boys, my girls, and the ODG, man, the fam got my back. Bro, that's people that ride with you. Sometimes even when you right or wrong, they gonna ride with you, okay? I don't listen to that. Not saying I don't listen to them. I'm talking about I don't listen to other people's fans talk about shit. Sometimes they make good points, sometimes they don't. But one thing that I do is you gotta look at the information being presented, the information that is being said by one person and the other person, and analyze what they being said and formulate your opinion upon that. That's the best way you can do it, because some person is gonna say one thing, another person is gonna say another thing. You see who contradicts themselves, and you see who makes the most sense. Because anything that Kevin Hart said is gonna sound good if I didn't hear Katt's side. Anything Katt said is gonna sound good if I didn't hear Kevin's side. You get what I'm saying? You gotta be a big ass idiot to fuck up when you're the only one talking. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, like, especially from two intelligent men, it's just like at the end of the day, this really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all of this shit in the grand scheme of things doesn't really matter. But if we're staying into this little circle between who's right and who's wrong, I just look at it like, I think Katt Williams doesn't sell his soul. I think Katt Williams is a great comedian. I think Kevin Hart is a great comedian. I think they both are very poised. And I think that, man, hopefully one day that they can actually work together. I think that maybe, Kevin has done some things in his life that might be questionable to other people and shit like that. If he's comfortable, if he can go to sleep at night and he can live with that, then it is what it is. And it ain't none of my motherfucking business.